In the group on the left, and Ofa Tuʻungafasi on the right. Ready when you are, thanks.
Ethan, a few scooter rides, bit of warm weather. How have you found your first few days in Lyon?
Yeah, it's a bit hotter than down south where I'm from, but enjoying the weather. Good to get out and about and enjoy the beautiful city.
What is, as a pack, what's kind of been your key messages following the Twickenham defeat, and where do you need to improve, do you think, heading into France?
Yeah, obviously, our last game we played, we got dominated in around the set piece, and you could say it was down to discipline, but yeah, we've just been working on tidying up a few things around our set piece, and yeah.
Eyes looking better?
Yeah, a bit of friendly fire. Yeah.
Ofa, in your experience, what's different about these occasions, about World Cups, openers against the host nation? What's different about these occasions?
Yeah, we spoke about World Cups all the time. It's a different level of intensity. Tests teams not just physically but more so mentally. I think it's probably the longest competition for an international. I'm not sure about the Six Nations, but for us, obviously there's a break in between the pool games, but it's a longer competition than rugby championship, and obviously the Steylager is serious. But yeah, look, it's a cycle, and every country, it's kind of what they prepare for. So right now it's kind of the end, of the road where everyone prepares to peak at this time of the cycle. And yeah, Rugby World Cup is different, and it's in a different level. You got to be on, because especially this one, anyone or the best team on the day could win. So yeah, we're looking forward to what's ahead.
How much do you think you've grown as a player, as a person, since the last World Cup?
As a player, as a person, since the last World Cup, obviously, not the results we wanted in Japan 2019. We had a great team. We're lucky enough to still have some of the experienced players we had in 2019. But yeah, for me, obviously with time as a rugby player, you get to evolve. Experience, the more you play, the more you're around, you get better. I think I'm probably in a better position this time than 2019 in terms of experience and the amount of games. I'm just looking forward to this one, to the World Cup, to this one, and giving everything for the team, especially the players that we've got a few players that are definitely moving on after this one. We don't talk about that too much yet, but yeah, a few management, I'd love to give everything, hopefully get the trophy for them.
Question for both of you to help the wider audience to understand the front row battle. It's always we feel the South African are very tough in front row, French too. What are the difference? What are the different challenges you bring, South African and French? Is it just tough or different?
I think it kind of relates to what I said before. The best team on the day wins. How the game is played can determine a lot of that. The results, obviously, if you're dominating up front, you're doing everything right, versus you're making errors, you're not going forward. I think that can determine a lot of the results in a game. So at Twickenham, look, we were down a man. We're man down. Africa were dominating up front, and yeah, we were under a lot of pressure. In terms of the French, it's going to be very similar. They've got a big pack, obviously known for scrummaging, line out, mauling. That's what they love, and so do we. And yeah, it comes down to the day. The teams that prepare the best, that are executing their game plan, making the less errors, I suppose, things will fall into place and they'll win.
But technically, do they have a different style of putting pressure on your bones?
Look, we are.
I think the one little difference between obviously big packs going against each other. I think the French probably lean a bit more than the South Africans do. You know, they got their whole back five coming off. No one's really holding any weight, so we'll be prepared for that. And that's probably the one big difference between the French and the South Africans. More lean.
Ethan, I don't think you've played the French. How do you go about preparing, your individual matchup? Gather as much information about.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to reviewing, previewing teams, talking to the guys that have scrummed before, getting around, just the leaders in the team that have come up against the French in France. So, plenty of homework's gone on this week, and ready to put our plan into place.
Ethan, do you kind of relish the chance to test yourself against a pack that does have such a high reputation for physicality?
Yeah, 100%. It's always good to test yourself against good players, and I'm looking forward to ripping in.
You followed the Southern boys.
Yeah, how good.
You enjoying that?
Yeah, stoked for them. Real proud of that effort. I went to top 4 when I was at school for Southern boys, and we went up against those Auckland teams and got pumped, and to see those guys go up there and win it all, extremely proud, and up the royal blue.
Have you found anything in Lyon that matches the brown trout?
No, not quite.
I was speaking to Ihai West, who was talking about, Willie Antonio, and described him as the king of La Rochelle, and he's like almost a rock star. Do you think France has got it right that props are the stars of the game? And that maybe New Zealand needs to follow suit, pay respect for the boys up front?
It's different here than obviously back home. Props are up there, and we get the love from the crowd, from the people here as well. But Ihaya, he's up there as well. Tell him that.
Scott kind of said before you guys came in that it's felt like quite a long build up into the point without feeling like the coaches kind of have to hold some of the guys back a bit, just rein in the excitement so you don't really wear yourselves out ahead of the test. Does that apply to either of you two?
We've had obviously a big build up. The time we've spent in Germany, so I think it almost feels like we're a day ahead of ourselves or 2 days ahead. So there's a bit of slow down and don't go too hard, but we're building through the week nicely, and come Friday we'll be at our peak.
Feel pretty ready to get on the train to Paris now?
We'll get through our big training session, and then we'll be ready after that.
Ethan, what kind of occasion do you expect on Friday night? Is the World Cup debut something you had in mind, a couple of years ago when you were first called into this All Blacks team?
Obviously I'm prepared that it's going to be extremely vocal, and it's going to be extremely loud. So, but you said 2 years ago, no, I wouldn't have probably thought I'd be here, but I'm just extremely grateful. Stoked to be playing in my first World Cup, so I'm expecting big things, and I'm expecting to have a great game.
Is there anything you guys can do as a front row unit to lift Tyrell's spirits? That's normally pretty tight.
He'll be right. Lowry's going to be fine. He's obviously got a big cut on his leg, and it's healing pretty quick, so he's not down in the dumps too much, but I'm sure he'll be back pretty soon.
Done. Cool, thanks team. Thanks boss. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.